Alright, what's up everybody? We're going to do a few quick things on the E36 as you can see here today. It needs a few things. The intake boot going from the throttle body to the MAF is pretty cracked and causing an idle issue. And then basically the short air is kind of trash. We're going to see if it's too bad to reuse, and we also need to throw a new filter on it so we can drive it in the meantime. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright, first off, let's go ahead and get this input tube out of here. This normally has 3 bolts here. I already took those out the other day, just trying to establish whether this piece in the filter is still good. So I don't need to remove the bolts. I just need to kind of wiggle this out of here. Might need something to pry it out. For some reason, they're mounting metal on metal. Actually, nope. It seems to come out alright there. So let's just go ahead and throw the clamp on this for now and see if we can tug this. Actually, I gotta move this over here. That's in the way, but let's see if we can kind of tug this out of here. There you go. Alright, then this filter is obviously pretty beat up, as you can see, and pretty clogged. So we'll just squeeze this out of here. We're going to throw a new filter on here, but first we got to take the MAF and the intake tubing there out. Alright guys, to change my mind, before we take this MAF off, I'd actually like to clean it, and I'm probably going to end up having to replace it because there is rust coming around here just from moisture being in the intake. Like I said, this car did sit for quite some time, so I'll go ahead and spray this throttle body cleaner in there before we start the car. Alright, so now that the car started up, let's go ahead and spray this in there. Which of course died. Alright, let's go. Now that we've turned off, we just got to remove the rubber hose clamp to get this mass airflow sensor housing off of there. So we'll just take the ratchet Phillips head, or ratchet flathead, my bad. Just go ahead and take this off right here. Should be plenty loose now. So go ahead and pull this whole piece off. And that was stuck on there pretty damn good. This side's looking a little better, but like I said, I'd still prefer to just replace that when ready. So the other piece, and I'll zoom in on it here real quick. So the other piece that we're actually going to be removing and replacing today is this piece here. This boot is causing a lot of our running issues right now. It's causing a lot of an idle issue, up to a very high idle issue where you're idling at 3,000 RPMs. That's all because of those cracks in the boot. Let's see if you can see this better. That's all responsible for these cracks in the boot. That's unmetered air coming in. That's why it's basically idling funky. Can't compensate for it because it doesn't know it's there. But that's kind of our goal, is to replace that today. Also get the filter replaced because you saw how nasty that was. But let's pull this boot off here, swap it out for the new one. Alright, we're taking this off. There is a bottom piece in here. Something that I'm not exactly sure how it needs to be removed. Don't think Oh, maybe I can. Secondary air hose right there. Came off just fine. Now that we do have this off, I'd like to go ahead and spray this in again. It does have 2 throttle plates, so let's go ahead and kind of try to clean it up a little more. You guys can't smell it, but I can. This thing's running extremely rich right now. Pouring fuel out the back. It's kind of nasty, but you gotta do what you gotta do, you know? Alright, so let's grab the new boot and throw it on there real quick. Alright, first we gotta put this secondary hose back on here, so let's try to yank that up here and hopefully shove that on, but why do I feel like it's not gonna be that easy? Sorry if I'm completely blocking your view here, guys. Alright, after pressing that piece of crap hose all the way down there for a couple minutes, feels like it's actually seated, so let's get this hose clamp onto my other hand here. Seems to be a pain, but gotta try. Alright, there we go. So we're just going to slide this piece right on there, just like installing a normal hose. This thing's pretty simple to do, but I do recommend doing this if you're at an older age vehicle. It is something that's kind of considered crucial, I guess you could say, but it's not something that you necessarily have to go out and do. Obviously I'm doing this one because it's split, but you know, plenty of reasons you can go out and do this. Alright, there we go. Let's rotate this up a little. And we should be all set there. Let's just make sure we're seated all the way around, which we are. I'm going to go ahead and tighten that down before we lose our positioning here. Alright, well, that should be on there relatively good. Obviously, if you still have a vacuum leak, we know why. So, now let's go ahead and throw the mass airflow sensor back in here. So, now that we got that taken care of, alrighty, seems to be on there pretty good, so let's just go ahead and reinstall this piece. Alright, it's a little difficult to get this filter in here. I did have to jam it all the way on here. I'll probably cut this tube later on to make sure this filter has the full potential airflow that it can, but for now this works. Now we got this clamp on here. We just have to bolt these 2 bolts up to the housing here, and then we should be all set. Alright, now that we have this all bolted tight back up, let's go ahead and start her up and make sure she's running right. That'll do it today. We got the BMW running a little better, still needs a lot of work, so if you want to see more E36 content, make sure you subscribe, let me know down in the description what you want, or down in the comment section what you want to see for that. Also, if you want to see the Mark 6 peer back on the channel with some more power mods, make sure you go ahead and let me know down in the comments, because we haven't seen the Mark 6 in quite some time. So but this should do it for this video, and hope to see you guys next time.